Okay, so hopefully everyone can hear me okay. My name is Julie Meyer. I'm from Ocean Rehab and Fitness, and I'm here to work out with you today. So today for equipment, we'll be using a dowel for our cardio portion. I have 2 hand weights and I have a pillow to place on my lap in case that's something that you might need for hinged activity for a little bit of extra support. And I got my water bottle. That's all we'll need today. So, yeah, take a drink whenever you need, working at your own pace, of course, throughout. And just making sure that, you know, if you're using a wheelchair today, your wheels are locked. If you feel unstable when you do overhead activities without having a support behind you, make sure you have that ready as well. I'm going to be optimistic and take my sweater off now and hope that I get warm quick here. So I had to turn the heat on. I was too cold. All right. So we are going to be back support for our chair as we start. So sitting up nice and tall, maybe you close your eyes for this first portion, thinking a little bit about posture here. So as you take a big breath in, the crown of your head will get a little closer to the ceiling, and a breath out to release. And do that a few times. Big breath in, stretching up through the spine, breath out to release. Good, let's do a few more like that. And I will stick around after class today when we're done. If anybody wants to hang out and chat for a few minutes or has any questions, go right ahead and stay after for that. Good, so we'll do one more breath like that. Big breath in, getting a little bit taller, and a breath out to release. Good, let's just change the focus of our breathing to our belly now. So if you can think about every breath in, filling up your belly like a big balloon, and every breath out, squeezing all the air out of your belly, pulling your belly button towards your backbone. So big breath in, fills up your belly like a balloon. And a big breath out, squeezes all the air out, belly button towards your backbone. Good, we'll do a few more like that. Big breath in. And out. And we'll do one more like that. Big breath in. And out. Good. From there, give me some shoulder shrugs that just have your hands sitting on your lap to start. So we'll start with really small rotations. And then we'll get a little bit bigger arm circles. And then we're going to stay on one side and do a few bigger circles. So stay on one side. Good, last one here. And then we'll do the same on the other. Bigger circles, just working within your own range of motion. So if those shoulders are taking a while to warm up today, that's okay. Good, so that was a rear shoulder circle. We're going to scoop back to a forward circle and just stay on one side again. So doing half of the front curl. And then the same on the other side, scooping forward. Three, 2, and 1. Good. Give me shoulders down. So set into position where you feel like your shoulder blades have slid down your back into a nice postural position. And then we'll just do a little neck movement, side to side to start. Just warming up a little bit through the neck. I don't want to move too fast or I'll make myself dizzy. The last one each way. And then a nod of your head. Yes, so down towards your lap, back to center, up towards the ceiling. And one more like that. Good. Take your hands like you're slicing through the air. We're going to go push forward, pull back, push forward, pull back. few more. Thinking about every time you push forward, your chest muscles are helping your arms reach to their full length, and your back muscles, so between your shoulder blades, are squeezing those elbows back. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Good, let's take that up overhead instead. So same thing, we're kind of going to slice the air. So you're going to come up, pull down, press up, pull down. Good for 3. And 2. And last one here. Awesome. Bring that down, glue those elbows to your side. I guess we'll keep with the slicing kind of motion. So we're going to have palms facing down. I'm just going to move back a bit so you can see me better and I don't feel like I'm coming through the screen at you. And then from here, we're going to go out to the side into center. So just a little bit of rotator cuff work. Palms facing down to start. This might mean you're a little more restricted in your movement than you will be in a minute when we change this. Last 2. And 1. And then you're going to flip your hands so they're the opposite way and do the same. Good, 2 more. And last one here. Awesome. All right, from here, we have an overhead press. Before we were doing more like a lat pull down. This time we're going to do a straight overhead press. Just getting warmed up from every angle so that we are ready to work. Today, the class is going to be a cardio portion after we get warmed up. So it'll be a short cardio using a dowel and doing some kayaking and paddling kind of moves. And then we'll move into some resistance weight activities after that. And lots of time for stretching. Last 2. And last one here. Good. Just give me one last thing before we're ready to go with cardio. You're going to do 1 bicep curl and 1 tricep press back. So one arm comes up, one arm presses back. I've got quite a bit of bicep, tricep work for us today, so we want to make sure those guys are nice and warm. Good, we'll do last 3 and 2 and last one here. Excellent. All right, so I have my dowel for this next portion. If you don't have a dowel today, you can use a towel to keep your hands spaced, or maybe you have a physio band handy. That will also work. So we're getting ready to do some paddling. Do we need to pretend, is it to the season where we need to pretend we're somewhere tropical to do this? You can imagine you're on a tropical island somewhere heading out paddling. That sounds good. All right, so shoulders are going to be low. Remind yourself you should feel that engagement through the muscles that sit at the back, just beneath your shoulder blade. So you should feel those guys holding and squeezing down. We're going to go nice and slow to start with. So nice slow paddle strokes, kind of just getting into the feel of this. Shoulders for now are going to be facing forward. So I want to have my core muscles, those muscles that we were warming up as we were doing that breathing exercise where you were imagining filling up a balloon and squeezing all the air out. We're using those guys to help stabilize you here. And of course, working at your own pace. So once we get going, if you want to move faster or slower than me, that's totally fine. However you feel today works for me. Good. All right, so nice even pace to start with here. Thinking about, of course, this is cardio, so we want to get our heart rate up, but we're also thinking about which muscles are working and kind of sitting in an optimal position to help those muscles to do their jobs. So nice and upright, shoulders are low, and then at the back end of each paddle stroke, I should feel my rear shoulders, so these guys pressing. Good. Let's do last 3, 2, and 1. We will come back to paddling right away. I just want to kind of get those shoulders nice and warm. We're going to do a press in and press out just real quick. So you can think of this one a bit like the dual row. Obviously, we don't have 2 separate handles to hold on to here, but more like rowing. And maybe you're going to start to use your upper body with a little bit of a hinge. So at your own discretion, you can do that little bit of a hinge to press forward. Yeah, so should be feeling a little bit warmer now. My hands have finally warmed up. We'll do last 3, 2, and last one here. Good. Go back to the paddling. I want you to do nice tight paddles. So you should pretty much be dragging the dowel past your knees right now, nice and close. I'm just going to adjust my camera just a little bit here. Still can't see my knees. There we go. Good. Maybe this feels like a good time to pick up the pace. So we're going to paddle just a little bit faster, nice quick strokes close to your knees. Maybe these quicker paddles help to engage through your obliques, so your side core muscles, a little bit more workload going on there. And then we'll go for those long, slower strokes again. So maybe taking some time to catch your breath, or maybe just thinking about this as being a different set of muscles that you're using. Good. For 3, 2, and 1. Go back to those nice close paddle strokes again. So right by your knees. Looking good. Anytime you need to stop for a water break, that's okay too. Good. And then go back to those nice slow paddles down by your hip.
It's hard to paddle real close when you're in a chair.
Oh, I totally. Thank you for telling me that. Yeah. Adjust as you need to, for sure. Good. Last 2. And 1. All right, we're going to change it up just a little bit now. So we're going to go for 4 regular paddles. So we'll do out by our hip. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to do 2 dips on one side and 2 on the other. So 4 regular paddles. 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 on one side, 2 on the other. Good. 2 on one side, 2 on the other. Maybe this one, you feel like you can change it up a little bit. So if you like to dig a little deeper with that paddle and it's appropriate for you on the doubles, you'll do a little rotation to dig into the water on each side. So a little bit of spinal rotation and then back to 4s. Good. On one side, 2 little digs, maybe big digs. And then back to the 4s. 3, 2, 1. Good. 2 on one, 2 on the other. Back to 4s. 3, 2, 1. 2 on one side, 2 on the other. Couple more times through. 2 on one, 2 on the other. 2 more times. 4. And a double. And a double. And 4. 2 on one, 2 on the other. Good. Let's just take a quick break, shake out those shoulders a bit. Maybe you take a drink of water. We're going to do just a little bit more cardio. Yeah, and thanks for mentioning about that close paddling. I think maybe an alternative, although it might be a little tiresome from the shoulders for a while, is just higher. So higher arms might be able to clear your chair a little bit better. So you still get that movement. And actually you need a little bit more, or it challenges your stability a little bit more from that position too. So that's something you could try. But we aren't going to do any more close paddling this time anyway. We are going to go back to our 4s and 2s, but I'm going to change a little bit here as well. So we're going to go 4 paddles out to the side, singles, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this time our doubles are going to come in front of us deep. So 2 on one side, 2 on the other. Nice and upright, 4 singles, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dig in and reach forward if that's appropriate for you today. 2 on one side, 2 on the other. Go back to your 4s. 4. Dig in for 2 per side. So this can be faster than I'm moving or slower, more upright. Whatever is feeling good today. Just getting that heart rate up. We've just got a few more minutes of cardio and then we'll move into some resistance work here. We're going to do this particular one 2 more times through. And last time. And here. Guys. Just set those shoulders, make sure they haven't crept up by your ears. We're going to take it a little bit wider on the dowel. So as long as you have a longer dowel, take it kind of to its longer width. We're going to push and pull here. So you can stay upright for this one, or you can go into a hinged position and get a little bit of active rowing in here as well. So pressing forward, using the muscles between your shoulder blades to squeeze your arms back. So back is helping in this process. Okay, we'll do 3 more. 3, 2, and last one here. Excellent. Okay, so the last sequence, because we've been paddling forward, is to do a bit of back paddling. So if you can imagine that you're going to reach into the water to the back first. It's a bit of a different feel, right? Once you get it going. Good, so we'll just do this as a nice smooth move to start with. It just feels a little bit, well, it feels backwards, right? Good. We'll go a little bit more like this, and then we'll change up our pattern a bit again. One last time. And we'll do 2 more. And last one. Good. All right. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 4 singles, paddling to the back, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then your doubles might be a big push back behind you, almost like, I don't know, this feels like you're a gondolier or something, right? So 4, 3, 2, 1. Making sure you're really conscious of how this feels for you. So I, of course, no discomfort through the back for this one. Four, 3, 2, 1. Back paddle for 2 and for 2. Okay, a few more here. Back paddle. We'll do that 2 more times through, and we are done with the dowel for now. And last time, 4, 2 on one side, 2 on the other. Awesome. All right. I'll finish with that dowel for now. Maybe you need a drink of water. Make sure you take one if you do. We're going to just shake out our arms a little bit and get ready to use some weights. Good. So maybe from here, you're doing a few back presses, just kind of stretch out through those front shoulders, reaching your arms back, thumbs out. One more like that. Good. And then coming up to chest level, bent elbows as you come wide. We'll save lots of time for stretching at the end, just kind of releasing everything here. And then one arm's going to come across. Give yourself a pat on the shoulder and squeeze that arm across. And then ease to do the same on the other side. So we'll certainly hold these stretches longer near the end of class, but just for now to release everything a little bit. Okay. Good. So I have 2 dumbbells today. If you don't have dumbbells and maybe you have 2 water bottles or soup cans or something else that is relatively easy to hang on to for a little bit of extra resistance, that's great. Or just working through range of motion if that's best for you today. So we're going to start, like I said, today is mostly bicep and tricep that I have planned with a little bit of extra in there as well. Shoulders are set into position. We're going to go both arms at the same time, curling up in a hammer curl. So that means palms are facing in towards us, coming up. So I don't have a timer set or anything today. We're going to do about 15. But I'm not going to count it out. We're just going to kind of feel it out as we go here. So making sure on the way down, you're all the way to full extension, all the way up as far as is comfortable for you, using those biceps without a bunch of extra movement through your upper body. So let's do last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. So we're gonna now alternate sides and add another piece to this. I'm gonna keep my hands the same way, so hands facing in towards center, and we're gonna go bicep curl and then bring it down. Same side goes long arm reach and bring it down. So you're going to curl to the front, bring it all the way to your side, reach to the front, bring it down to your side. No need to get up to shoulder height. It's whatever is good for you. If you're using a challenging weight today, perhaps up to shoulder height is a little bit too high, that you feel like extra muscles, the muscles in your neck have to help in a way that's maybe not that helpful. So just keeping with a range that feels appropriate based on your shoulders and the weight that you have today. Good. So a few more here. 1 bicep curl, 1 long arm reach. Do it again. Curl and reach. We're going to do that 2 more times per side. And the last one here, curl, reach, do the same on the other side, curl, and reach. Good. All right. I have 1 more bicep exercise for you right now. And this one is perhaps not perfect form for bicep curl, but there's a reason behind why I'm going to have you do it this way. So we are going to go to change our grip or orientation for our hands to go palms facing forward now instead. And we're going to do a regular bicep curl, but it's going to come with your elbows away from your side. So if I can just show you from the side, it will look like this instead, right? Usually we keep our arms nice and close to our side because we want the bicep to focus and the shoulder muscle not to take over. But in this case, I'd like the shoulder muscles to do a little bit of work. And when we do both sides together, so maybe just give me one test one. So you're going to bicep curl and bring your arms out at the same time, and then bring them back down again. That we need to use a little more core for stability here when both arms are out front that bit farther. So that's the reason why we're doing it this way today. So bicep curl out, bring it in. We're going to do these ones nice and slow. I'm going to give you time to focus on the muscles. So biceps work first, then some front shoulder muscles, and some core to keep you nice and stable as those weights come out front. Looks good. We're going to do 4 more here. Three. Last 2. And last one here. Excellent. If your hands need a little rest, maybe you'll take and shake them out. I'm going to do triceps next. The first few of my exercises will be nice and tall, upright, and then I will do one hinged alternative. So if you need maybe a pillow on your lap for the hinged part, just for a little bit of support, you could grab that now. So we're going to do tricep kickbacks for our first tricep exercise, and we're doing them upright, wide enough to clear. So if you have kind of a wider chair back, you might need to have your elbows a little bit away from your sides. That's okay. We're going to go both arms pressing back and then releasing forward. So this is triceps, meaning that I don't want my upper arm moving too much. It's my lower arm moving that's causing my tricep to contract, which is exactly what I want. So upper arms staying quite still in their positioning. If you need to have those weights a little bit farther away from your body to clear any obstacles, that's totally fine. Nice and tall for this one. Good. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. All right, so that was tricep number 1. We have 2 more tricep exercises. Our next one, just like our bicep, I'm going to add a secondary exercise. So with our bicep, we use first bicep and then front shoulder. For this one, we're going to use tricep and then rear shoulder. I'm going to show you from the side just because it's easier to see that way. So I'm going to do a tricep extension and bring it in, and then I'm going to do a long arm press. It's not as smooth as my bicep one, but we'll make it work. So we're going to go tricep extension, bring it in, and then move from your shoulder, long arm press, bring it in. I'm staying on one side, so actually let's all stay on one side. Sorry, I didn't cue you on that one. So we'll keep one side going first, and then we'll even out the other side after. A few more. Let's do 2 more on this side. And last one. Yes, and then we'll even you out on the other side. If you were alternating in the first place, you'll just keep doing that. But on that other side, same thing. We'll do a tricep extension and then a long arm press back. So moving first through the elbow joint to straighten, and then through the shoulder joint to lengthen back behind you. One tricep, one shoulder. Good. One tricep. One shoulder. We'll do this one 2 more times through. And last one coming up here. Good. All right. Just like we did for biceps, we are going to do another tricep one as well. This one is from a hinged position, if that's good for you. So again, I have my pillow here for a little bit of extra stability, if that's something you might need. Shoulders are going to be low. We're going to do both arms together. So this just gives our muscles a little bit more workload as we do just a regular tricep press back. We do have one extra little addition that you can do if you want a little extra workload on that muscle, and that's a rotation of your hand towards the ceiling at the back end. So coming back and then a small rotation to press that palm up towards the ceiling. Not necessary, just a little extra. So again, this one has us in a little different position. We need to use core to stabilize here as well. Good. We'll do last 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Excellent. I'm just going to set down my weights for a moment. I will need them right away again, so you could always just set them on your lap if that's better. And we'll just do a little bit of release through these guys. So reaching up for your same side shoulder, pressing that elbow up towards the ceiling. Good. You can release that one down. Like I said, we'll do more stretching at the end, I promise. This is just a little release right after having worked this muscle group. And then reaching across, long arm reach. Ease out of that one. Same thing on the other side, long arm reach across. All right. Okay. Grab those weights again. We are going to do some rotator cuff work next. So elbows are going to be glued to our side. Palms are facing up for this one. We know our rotator cuffs are a really important muscle group, and they're also a little bit delicate. So we want to make sure that we're really conscious as we do this one. Both arms together are going to come out to the side, float out to the side, and then come back to center. There is no right stopping point. It's whatever feels right for you. So making sure we're not extending too far out to the side. If your shoulders are giving you any indication that that's not a good idea. And we don't want to do this one too fast for the same reason, and make sure those muscles can keep up with us. Good. We'll do last 2 like this. And last one. And we'll just give them a little rest before we do another set. For this next set, I'm going to change the orientation of how I'm holding the weight, more just so that you can experiment with which way feels right for you. There's, there's some benefit to every way. So we're going to work the muscles just slightly differently here. We're going to go for singles this time. So you're going to come out and in with palms facing in towards you. So you can kind of just give a comparative here and see if this changes anything in the way the muscles are working, or maybe in the way your shoulders are mobilizing. Okay, we'll just do a few more here. We're going to do 3 more per side. 2. And last one here. Awesome. Okay, we have one last rotator cuff exercise, but I'm going to change it up again and make it still some rotator cuff, but some other muscles also working. So for this one, if you have a really heavy weight in hand, you might decide just to go to range of motion. As long as you're comfortable, what we're going to do is have the weights out front. So you have to work to keep those shoulders low, palms facing up. And we're going to go both arms out to the side, sweeping arms this time instead of close to your body, and back in again. So you, of course, get to decide how far out your arms go for this. I'm hoping once again that this is a little bit more of a stabilizing exercise as well. So core muscles are holding us in place as our arms are moving in this way. And maybe you feel like you still get some rotator cuff work, but you're also getting some rear shoulder, and maybe even those muscles that sit between your shoulder blade are helping squeeze those arms back a little bit farther. We're going to do 3 more. 2. And last one here. Good. All right, for the last 2 exercises that I have for resistance for you today, we'll only need 1 weight. So I'm going to set 1 weight down. Grab more water if you need it. Good. So our next exercise is an oblique exercise, our side core muscles. My weight is in one hand. I don't mind which one you've chosen. Whatever side your weight is in is just fine. What we're going to do is side flex slightly towards the side that currently has the weight. So a little side flexion. And then this side core is going to pick you back up. I actually like to have my hand here for a little reminder to myself that this is what's supposed to be working. So side flex, these muscles, squeeze, pick you back up. Side flex, squeeze. If you want to add a little more, maybe that arm that's holding the weight is going to pull up to your hip and release down. But I don't want that to dilute the exercise for your core. So keep that arm low if that feels better for you. Good, we're still on the same side. We're just going to do 3 more. 2 and 1. Awesome. All right, we are going to come to the other side and do the same. So weight is down to your side, shoulder is set into position. Maybe your hand is on that oblique as a little reminder. Side flex, pull up. Doesn't have to be very far, and it's kind of as one unit that your torso is flexing to the side, so it's not with the twist. Shoulders facing forward. If you want to add that little extra row with your arms, so bringing it up to hip level as you come tall, go ahead, not necessary. And I'd rather you focus on the core if you were to pick one piece to the exercise that's important right now. Yeah, let's do 4 more. 3. Last 2. And last one here. Excellent. Okay, I promised you one last exercise with the weight. We are going to do the paint shaker with the weight. So weight is in both hands with the ends of the weight top to bottom instead of side to side. Shoulders are set into position. For now, I'm going to keep that weight fairly close to my side. So my paint shaker is going to be nice and close to my body. And maybe you're going back to that first breathing exercise, or I guess second breathing exercise that we did today, thinking about belly button towards your backbone. Not so much to restrict your breathing, just enough to get some engagement through your core. Good. So we're going to just do 3 more like this, and then we're going to check in. All right. So for the last time, we're going to do 1 more set of paint shakers, and I'm going to let you decide what's best for you. So you can either keep it close to your body and maybe speed up the movement a little bit, or you can come out with just a little bit of a hip hinge. So coming forward, if that's good for you, or staying upright. So I guess we have 3 choices here. You can either be nice and close to your body, farther away from your body with each move, or farther away with a bit of a hinge. Great. So whichever one works for you. Good. We're just going to do 3 more. 2. And last one here. Awesome. Time for some stretching. You can get rid of that weight. We were all done with that for today. All right. Shoulders are low. Let's go for some chest and front shoulder stretching to start with. So we're going to do that a few different ways. We'll start with those wide arms. So coming out really wide, taking a breath in and to release. Good. So at about shoulder height or just slightly less, puffing up through your chest as you take a breath in, coming wide, releasing as you come back in. And 1 more like that. Okay, let's keep stretching through those same muscle groups. We have another set of choices here. So you can either have your hands on your hip for this next one, or tuck the backs of your hand in your imaginary back pockets. So either one is good, whatever feels better for you. And all we're going to do is with our breath in, our shoulders are going to pull back a little bit. And with the breath out, our shoulders will release just to neutral. So don't let them cave too much. Breath in and out. And again. And 1 more like that. We're potentially going to stay in this exact same position and just change 1 more thing. So if your hands are either on your hips or in your back pockets right now, they will probably just stay there. Or 1 other choice is to hold on to your chair sides instead for this one, because we're maybe going to take those elbows back and then do a little hinge forward. And then you might stay here for a few breaths in and out. And then you'll come upright again. Elbows are a little closer to your sides, closer to neutral. And we'll do that one more time. So elbows pull back, puffing up through your chest, maybe hinging forward and taking a few breaths in and out while you're here. So just a little bit more release through your chest and front shoulder muscles. Good. You can ease your way back up nice and tall and unwind yourself from that position. We're going to do a little bit of spinal twist next with a bit more chest opening here. So you can cross on to your opposite leg, maybe grabbing onto your chair and then looking back over your shoulder. Taking a few breaths in and out here. And just like in the beginning of class, thinking about the crown of your head getting a little bit closer to the ceiling every time you take a breath in. And releasing. Nice even breath out. Good. If it feels good, staying in the same position, but releasing the hand that's holding your chair back right now, and instead extending it back behind you. So like you're reaching for something that's back but low, so you're not compressing through your neck at all. And then ease your way out of that one. Good. We'll do the same on the other side. So crossing over to have hand on that opposite side thigh, Maybe grabbing onto your chair back, nice gentle spinal twist here. Taking a breath in, crown of your head gets a little closer to the ceiling. A breath out to release. And again. And then just like on the other side, if you want to let go of the chair back and extend that arm back behind you instead, that's another option. And then easing your way back to center. Excellent. All right, let's take those triceps and do a little bit of stretching there. So we're going to stretch them two different ways. Our first one is a low stretch, crossing over, giving yourself a pat on the back, and then pulling that elbow a little bit farther across. So elbow is low, shoulder is low. We get a little more rear shoulder here than we do tricep. We'll change that up in a moment. While we're here, why don't we multitask and do a little bit of a neck stretch too? So the side where your hand is currently on your shoulder, you're going to tip your ear towards that side. Good. Ease your gaze back to neutral. Unwind yourself from that stretch. We're going to use the same side that we were just stretching, and this time reach it back for our same side shoulder. So your elbow doesn't need to come anywhere close to near the ceiling if that's not comfortable for you. Just working through our own range. And if this does not feel good for your shoulder, then go back to that stretch we were just doing across body instead. So that one's potentially better depending on your shoulder.
What if you can't reach to push your arm?
Well, it can be low. Like you can start here and do just a little press. It doesn't need to be anything too aggressive, let's say. And really, if it's just not comfortable, I would go back to this crossbody stretch instead. It's not comfortable for everyone, and I realize that. Yeah. And then shake that one out. I do have a couple other thoughts for you on that one. So if you stick around for a minute after, I can chat with you about it, because you don't want to put your neck in an uncomfortable position while you're doing the stretch either, right? Yeah, we'll do the same on the other side. So we went a cross body first. So the arm that hasn't done these stretches, cross body, a little squeeze in to get a little more stretch through rear shoulder and maybe a little bit of tricep. And then easing your way out of that one, reaching towards the ceiling, towards your same side shoulder, and then pressing that elbow up if that's good for you. So the other thing you can do to answer your question is that if you had a tabletop in front of you, I can't demo it right now or you wouldn't be able to see me, but you could rest your elbows on the tabletop and then hinge your body to get that stretch through both sides. So that's another option. Good. Ease your way out of that one. So the only one that I really didn't stretch was triceps. Biceps. We're just going to sneak them in real quick here. Two different ways. We're going to press back and then rotate your thumbs in towards you. So just a little gentle bicep stretch. Bring that one back in again. We'll do it again. Press back. And rotate those thumbs in towards you. Good, and release that one down. Actually, I think that's the only bicep one we're going to do because I want to do one more neck stretch before we are done. So up nice and tall, taking your hand, if you like, for that little bit of extra release as you come to drop your shoulder towards your ear. Maybe your free hand that's just hanging out on your lap right now wants to tuck behind you. If that's not comfortable, that's okay. And then you'll release the hand that's potentially on your head just take it down and look your gaze down towards your lap instead on that side. And then ease your gaze back to center. We'll do the same on the other side and we'll be all done for today. So dropping your ear towards your shoulder, maybe with a little extra, really gentle pressure from that hand. Taking your free hand and tucking it back behind your back if that feels comfortable for you. Easing that hand off your head so that there's no pressure on your neck as you rotate your gaze to look down towards your lap. And then unwinding yourself back to center. Good. So as I said, I'll stick around for a few minutes after class if you have questions. I always end my class with 3 big breaths in. So let's do that. We'll start down low, reaching for the ceiling. Big breath in. And a breath out to release. We'll do 2 more like that. And last one. All right. Thanks for coming. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks for the questions. Doreen, I couldn't see your name while you were talking, but I see it now.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's really helpful, especially with that side bend, to be reminded what muscle you're trying to use.
Right. Yes, that's good. Yeah. And thanks for the reminder for me about the close work.
Was there something you were going to suggest, or did you already suggest it about?
Yeah, it was the one with the, I don't know if I can, like it would be here instead, right? If I set my elbow down and then hinge, I would do both at the same time. I just can't show you that way.
Right.
And then you can reach for your same side shoulder and get that little bit of gentle stretch through your tricep.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole lot better because otherwise you have to crick your neck funny if it's not easy to get that arm back and you're not doing yourself any good.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. My neck is always an issue.
Yeah. We're hard on our necks.
Great. Thank you. Are you with us next week too, or?
Yes, I should be here until Christmas at least.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks.
Nice to meet you.
It was really good.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We'll see you again, Diane.
See you again.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, where's it? Here we go.
Yeah. No worries.
Okay, I will see you